Sweet surrender as I love, serve, and remember.
Oh, there's nothing there. It's just to anchor the awareness we are made in infinite joy. We don't need a reason to laugh. Laugh is contagious, right? Laughter is contagious. Have you seen those videos when people just start laughing and it just gets total strangers? My first experience was in acting school. The acting teacher came in and she just started laughing, and she's bold, so she just kept laughing and laughing, and tears running down her. The whole time I'm laughing, I'm thinking, why are we laughing? What is she laughing at? I wanted to know, but I couldn't help but laugh. Try to do that with crying. It doesn't work. People, if you start crying, if I started coming up here and I started sobbing, you'd be concerned about me, you'd want to hold me, you'd want to care for me, you want to tell me it's okay. But the room, you wouldn't start, you might get a little teary. Some people are sympathetic criers, but the room's not going to start sobbing, because I don't think we're made in the image and likeness of pain and suffering. We are made in the image and likeness of pure joy. When people, there's an experience called non-duality, and when people have that non-dual experience, which is just everything is just as it's supposed to be, that everything just as we are right now, nothing has to change, and suddenly we get it, we have this little shift, and everything is perfect. The good, the bad, and all of it, and what we'll discover is we have this little giggle that starts to show up in our heart, this delight that is ever present, because we are made in the image and likeness of delight. In Hinduism, their cosmology is the whole reason why this creation happened was for delight, that pure existence is delight, and that we are that delight. There are some people who do spiritual practices and say, well, you have to have tears when you're crying, but tears when you're praying, but those tears are from this profound love. It's not from sadness. It's not from despair, because there's no absolute spiritual principle to sustain despair. There's no absolute principle to sustain a forever sadness. There is an absolute principle to sustain delight. So how do we access this joy, this ever-present joy, other than just laughing? By the way, I was looking at, there's laughing yogas, and somehow that was like too serious as they were doing that. You had to do all these exercises and breathe in one ear and breathe out the other ear. I don't know. It was very strange, but it wasn't making me laugh. But this one woman, I'm passing on this exercise because I thought it was hysterical. She laughed into her phone, she recorded it, and then she would play it back to herself and start laughing with herself. And I'm like, oh, I got to do that. So if you ever want someone to laugh with, just record yourself laughing. So we can always laugh, but it's as a way, how do we experience in a sustained place of joy? And I know that you all already know the answer to this, is through giving. The more we give, the more joy that we feel, the more lightness. It's giving with an open heart, not giving because I have to, not because I need to do this to get people to like me. But when we feel an open heartedness towards other people, we just look at them, I want to give to you. We start to feel this incredible joy. And one of the most simplest way to give is through this act of blessing, because anyone can bless. So just for a second, be aware of everyone in the room, there's people online, and I'm just going to ask you, I use divine in my word, because in the old days we used God, but I know there's some people don't resonate with the word God, so we'll just use divine. And the reason why I use the word divine is to remember when we're using qualities, that we're not just talking plain old human qualities, we're talking about the absolute unchanging qualities. Those qualities that are ever present, that are fully alive, right here, right now, and for all eternity. okay? So that's why I use the word divine. So I just want you just 3 times to repeat after me. We're going to bless everybody in the room and on camera. I bless you in divine joy. Be aware of everyone around you. I bless you in divine joy. Look up there. I bless you in divine joy. And now bless yourself. I bless myself in divine joy. I bless myself in divine joy. I bless myself in divine joy. It feels good, doesn't it? Blessing, just to pour out those joyful words to everyone with whom we come in contact. Blessings can come in all sorts, shapes and sizes. They can be really short. They can be really long. The book that was read from today, The Gentle Art of Blessing, we give that book to our members, new members, because it's such a wonderful way of life to bless. And he has so many beautiful examples. In Center for Spiritual Living, we have a type of prayer. We call it's called treatment or affirmative prayer, and it has 5 steps. Now, when I first learned it, and then the minister that I heard say him all the time, Michael Beckwith, used to do like hour-long prayers. But you can take the 5 steps and really elongate them, so I do that. And so I told the story for those, when we did the book, I was telling the story to you all, but for those of you who weren't here. So I tend to do long prayers. And so I was working in Oakland Center. Jack, Julie, and I would be driving back and forth between here, Livermore and the Oakland Center. And every time we passed cars on the side, Jack would say, blessings, blessings, blessings. And I went, judge, judge, judge. Because I'm like, that's not a prayer. You gotta do the whole 5 steps, and you gotta do the whole thing. And I'm just like, you can't just go blessings, 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 and think it counts. But here's what happened. Because I did such a long prayer, I ended up, I'm not gonna do that for every car I see or every situation. That just takes way too much time. So finally, as I was reading this book, I'm like, maybe I should try that. And what happens is I do it a lot more. Because we were talking about simplicity last week, and when we make things more simple, the more likely we are to engage in them. And so saying blessings, 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 with knowing the consciousness behind it, the consciousness of the divine love, I want only your good, that we're blessing them in their highest possibility. That's, to me, when I'm saying blessings and blessings, blessings, it's the highest possibility for their good, for their life. I don't need to know what it is. I don't need to know their name. I don't need to know the situation. I'm just choosing, in Hinduism, it's the namaste, the divine in me blesses the divine in you. That's the same idea. And we can say it quickly, drive-by blessings. But we can do it throughout our life. I love, Julian's here today, and I was just thinking, he grew up in this teaching. And I've given him a lot of books over the years. He has a feel like a spiritual teacher. And just recently I asked him, of all the books that I've given you and CSL, because he's taken Teens Foundations class, he learned treatment as a kid. I said, of everything you've learned, what's your favorite? And he said, I love blessing people. That's my favorite book, that's my favorite practice, because it's simple. And I remember watching him on the football field. He told me that because I remember a game was over, his team had lost, and we couldn't find Julian, and he was on the other side talking to the players on the other side because he had been blessing them throughout the game. He was moving to a different place when you're blessing even your enemies. Blessing everybody unconditionally. So let's practice a little bit. You can close your eyes. I'm going to actually, if you can, try to keep your eyes open, only because we're not walking through life with our eyes closed. We're walking through with a lot of stimulation, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, smells, tastes. We have a lot of sensory around us, and in the midst of that, we want to just get into this habit of blessing. So I just want you to think of 3 people who might be having a health challenge right now, and it could be a physical health challenge or a mental health challenge. Just think of 3 names. If you can't think of 3 names, just pick one name and say it 3 times. And what I'm going to ask you to do, is say, I bless the name in divine health. Okay? And then you're going to do the second one. You can say the name out loud, but if it's private and confidential, you could just whisper it. So let's say, Jack's back there somewhere. I'm saying, I bless Jack in divine health, but if I'm worried about people hearing, just say, I bless and Jack. I could just whisper it in divine health. Okay? So, but you want to say their name out loud, but you can whisper it. And you're going to bless 3 different people, all right? And you're not going to have to repeat after me. We're just going to do it all simultaneously. So are you ready for that? Okay, so let's just center in, without closing our eyes if you can, just center into the truth of who and what you are, the divine health that is always ever present, always already. And let's do 3 blessings for our 3 people. I bless divine health. And now I want you to say yourself, I bless Harriet in divine health. Breathe it in. Now I want you to think of 3 people. I guess it is hard. It's hard to do that without closing your eyes. I did it too. I want you to think of 3 people who are having financial challenges right now. And I want you to think of their names. And we're going to, I bless you in divine abundance. I bless you in divine abundance. Okay? Just think of the 3 people. Or it could be one person 3 times. And we begin. I bless in divine abundance. I bless in divine abundance. I bless in divine abundance. And then, And then we bless ourselves in divine abundance. Thank you. So you're getting the feel of this? So we just bring in this practice of blessing, blessing, blessing. And what we want is to make it into a way of life. This can be something that we are practicing and doing because what all the research shows, there's been so much research on prayer and they have different results about the impact on the people who are being prayed for. But across the board in every research study, the highest statistical significant difference is for the people who are doing the prayer. That by you blessing other people, you are getting actually the greatest benefit because you are remembering who and what you are, and you are one with everyone. Who you're blessing is part of you. They're all aspects of you. So you're owning your oneness with the universe. Every time you're blessing, you're really essentially blessing your true self. So the more we bless, the more we're shifting inside and healing inside. One of my favorite stories in the book, The Gentle Art of Blessing, and I have to say it was years ago that I read the book, and I couldn't find the story, but I remember it. It was a young boy who went into an emergency room. He couldn't get in. He's in the waiting room. He's in a lot of pain. Doesn't look like he's going to go in. So rather than focusing on what he's there for, he starts blessing all the people in the emergency waiting room. And he goes and he spends not a short blessing, he does a blessing, a full blessing for him, how that looks for him, for each person. And it takes time. And then by the time he goes into the emergency room and is called in, he's completely cured. It's gone. He's healed. He didn't do anything about himself. All that energy was going out. Because when we are blessing other people, our heart is open. You can't, Kathy read today about we can't stay in judgment when we're blessing. Our hearts are open, and when our hearts are open, we are accessing the divine. We are accessing the divine light all of the time. So we are a house of prayer here at the Lighthouse Center for Spiritual Living. And as you know, we have classes that will teach this 5-step form of treatment. I would love you all to take them. You have to take at least 2 of them to then do our prayer training and be part of our prayer team. We have a class coming up in the fall that Kathy's teaching. So if you've taken Foundations, please take her class. It will deepen you even more in treatment. And we would love to have the entire community be part of our prayer team. However, we are all part of the Lighthouse House of Prayer. You don't have to take a class to do this. Anyone can do this. Isn't this the greatest part about blessing? It becomes a way of life, a way of just every time we're shown with something. And it's not about doing spiritual bypass. If you're having an issue, you want to deal with the issue. But one of the challenges can be is that when I'm dealing with the issue and feeling it, that can become like my identity. We can bless and have the issue all at the same time. It's possible to do both, and the blessing for me keeps me getting stuck in the issue. I did see something, I don't know how, I don't know the context of it. I did see something rather unusual online, and I wanted to find out where it went, but it was just a 3-minute clip of a woman leading a class, or I don't know what she was leading, but she had laughing yoga, and she introduced herself, she said her name, and as soon as she said her name, everybody started laughing. And then she said, and today, this past month, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and everyone starts laughing. And then everyone introduced themselves, everybody laughed. Oh, I was just diagnosed with breast cancer, everybody laughed. I mean, it just went, and it was just this way of raising the energy. It's not that it's funny. It's not that you don't do the things to take care of your health, and whether it's emotional health or physical health, but at the same time, when we lighten the energy around it, that allows for healing possibilities to move through us, right? So let's think of people. Think of 3 people in your life who you find really challenging. Just think of 3 people that it could be an employer, a client, an employer, a colleague, someone in your family. 3 people who you just sort of always constrict, or maybe constrict a lot when you think of them. And we're going to do a blessing again, and we're going to say, I bless you in divine, unconditional love and acceptance. It's a little bit longer. I bless you, and you're going to say the name for the you, or bless in divine, unconditional love and acceptance. Do you have that? Unconditional love and acceptance. Unconditional love and acceptance, okay? So let's stand up when you do this, because the energy's a little low. Come on. Feel good. There we go. Shift up and down. All right, feel it. This is good stuff. So say their names. Say it out loud, and we're going to just go. I bless. Divine love. Unconditional acceptance. I bless in divine love and unconditional acceptance. I bless in divine love and unconditional acceptance. And of course, let's bless ourselves, the parts of ourselves that we find challenging. So just bless those challenging parts in you in divine love and unconditional acceptance. I bless myself. I bless myself and my challenges in divine love and unconditional acceptance. Yes! Now let's do it for the world. We bless this world in divine love and unconditional acceptance, because the world needs it, right? Is anyone else finding this world challenging in all of its dimensions, in many different ways? So let's just collectively say, we bless this world in divine unconditional love and acceptance. We bless this world in divine love and unconditional acceptance. We bless this world in divine love and unconditional acceptance. And let's just end with our nation. We bless this nation in divine love and unconditional acceptance. Thank you. You can sit. So just keep the blessings going. We just keep going. And so then, one of the things that I hear a lot about things is, well, what about it starts to become rote? You just like, it's like going blessings, 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 and just going blessings, blessings. But I'm not feeling, I'm just saying the words, blessings, blessings, blessings. Or I just bless you with something, and you just find yourself as you, like at first it seems really cool, and you might have fun and play with the different words and the different things. But after a while, it's just like, okay, done. I've had my little joyful experience, or my light of giving joy, but it gets repetitive and dull, and I'm not really feeling it. And so this is one of the greatest limitations of living in such a diverse world where we have so many possibilities, is the expectation for constant stimulation and excitement. So when we have so many opportunities to do so many different spiritual practices, we can get bored with one spiritual practice and go to another spiritual practice. But there's something really powerful, and I'm not saying it has to be blessing, but finding a practice that you do and you do regularly. And it will get dull, and it will be by rote. And that was one of the biggest things I had to learn. Shunryu Suzuki would say, has a little section in his book, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, Nothing Special. Because if you just start meditating, we can experience the benefits of it pretty powerfully in the first few days, or maybe in the first few weeks. I know people who go off and do 10-day meditation retreats, and they have amazing experiences, and they're just so alive, but within 2 months, they're not meditating anymore. Why? Because it just gets boring after a while. It's really that initial excitement dulls. And the same thing with repetitive words. One of the things he also says, by the way, why I love Shunryu Suzuki's book is because it's a book about spiritual practice. If you take out the Zen part and just put spiritual practice, it's a brilliant manual about how to do spiritual practices. And repetition is a huge part of any spiritual practice. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And it absolutely will be by rote. I think of when I used to play the piano, I'm more kinesthetic than auditory. So for me, when I would learn a new sonata, the great joy was to play it as fast as I could without trying to miss a note. And I go faster, and I just love doing it. That's what I love to do. But inevitably, so my fingers would learn. You just do it over and over and over, and your finger, I had no idea it was on the page anymore. I would just go. Inevitably, I'd be doing this week after week, and my father would walk in, and he'd say, Harriet. It was like nails on a chalkboard to him. Can you please try to play with a little feeling? And it was possible because my fingers knew what to do. I didn't have to worry about that. So now I could focus on my heart. Now I could say, oh, let me activate my heart in playing this. That doesn't mean I still got a joy out of doing it fast, but I could activate my heart because I didn't have to go back and say, okay, let me go note by note or figure it out. I knew it. I knew it hands down. The spiritual masters say the same thing. It's amazing to me. They say just keep saying it over and over, and it's going to start doing it of itself, and then you can bring your consciousness to it more and more. One of the saints that I really like, he's extraordinary. Radiant light of God, and he's been saying the Jesus prayer in his heart for his whole life, decades. And people say, well, yeah, and you have to pray from your heart. He goes, well, no, actually, it takes me a while to get there. I always start in my head. This is a guy who's been doing this for years, who already radiates this extraordinary life. And as I'm saying it, it will sink its way back into my heart, but it always takes time for me to start saying the words to bring it back to my heart. So as we're blessing, don't expect to always feel things. Don't think it's not working because you're not feeling it. Just because you're saying blessings, 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 and you're not feeling anything doesn't mean there isn't a vibratory energy. Ramana Maharshi says it doesn't matter, that every time you say something with a spiritual intent, whether you feel it or not, it's activating something in you, and it's actually healing you, even when you can't feel it. So coming up with a practice of blessing people, and you don't have to feel it all the time, or even a lot of the time. Just create the practice, blessing people, unlimited blessing. So let's just do a little bit more blessing for the day, because we want to be in joy, and there's no better way to be in joy than to bless people. So let's think of 3 people you know who have just awesome lives. When you think of them, you're just like, wow, they have incredible lives. So just think of 3 names of people of this beautiful, radiant life that you love. And we're going to just bless them and bless ourselves in divine, infinite joy. Infinite joy, because whatever joy and delight they have, we just want it to increase for them. So we're going to do, actually, we can take it, divine as too many words. I bless you in infinite joy. You got that? And then you're going to bless ourselves in infinite joy. And then we're going to bless the world, because we know that there's already amazing things that are happening in this world. Even as we say all the things that are wrong, let's be conscious of all the things that are already going so brilliantly well in this world, and we're just going to bless it in continued infinite joy for the world. So when we're blessing in infinite joy, we're just expanding on the joy that already exists. And let's just stand as we say that, just because it gets the energy going. So think of 3 names of people who are already radiating infinite joy, incredible lives, and we want only more good for them. Okay? You got them? Yes. All right. I bless in divine infinite joy. I bless in divine infinite joy. I bless in divine infinite joy. And we bless ourselves. I bless myself in divine, infinite joy. And now let's bless the world. We bless this world in divine, infinite joy. 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 We're going to keep going. We bless this world in divine, infinite joy. 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 We bless this nation in divine, infinite joy. We bless this nation in divine, infinite joy. I bless my family in divine, infinite joy. I bless my family in divine, infinite joy. I bless my family in divine, infinite joy. I bless this community in divine, infinite joy. I bless this community in divine, infinite joy. I bless myself in divine, infinite joy. I bless myself. One last time. I bless myself in divine, infinite, unlimited, unbounded, never-ending, eternal, forever joy. And so it is. Amen.
I walk in God in all